Ladies and gentlemen, Season 2 of Snow League Grand Final. Best of 5, technically a best of 4, as Durag faces off against Arson Phoenix. Durag, the winner of the winner's bracket, undefeated in the playoffs. I don't know if they were undefeated in regular season as well, but very strong team that actually went back-to-back champions in Inferno League, including an entirely undefeated regular season between those playoff runs. On the opposite end of the field is Arson Phoenix, formerly known as Calibert Phoenix, now under the Arson brand, which I'm glad to see making a resurgence. The last time that I really saw them was what was that, Arson? Was it Arson Militia? I believe so, that or Arson Army. But they've been present but not very active. They did have teams a while back with talented players that did go to other teams, and now those players are on their own different teams, some of which I know went to Calibert Phoenix, now known as Arson Phoenix. I don't know if those players are making a return here, though. It's still interesting to see that team make a resurgence in its own way. First map is Theme Park, where Durag will defend. My apologies. I'm dealing with congestion. The next maps are Villa, where Durag will defend again, Chalet, where Phoenix will defend, and then Cafe, where Phoenix will defend. The fifth map would be Club, but Durag has already won that map because this is double elimination. They enter with one map advantage, so they technically only have to win Theme and Villa, assuming that they don't lose either of those maps in order to win the series, in order to bring home another trophy for Durag. I should correct myself. It's No Mercy Durag. I believe they recently joined the No Mercy organization in honor of... I'm not going to go any further on that topic. I don't believe that I should. So we're seeing bets here. The Durag's gonna sweep. I'm seeing a 7-4 and a 7-3. Who do I think is winning? Durag just seems unstoppable. I have not seen them lose to a team before. Or if I have, it was a long time ago. Although they could choose to lose, I don't really see them losing here. So I'm gonna go with them. But potentially, the underdogs here, Arson Phoenix, are not to be neglected. They are a talented team that have been consistently in the Division 1 picture. So if they can unseat the champions, a bit of a David and Goliath tale here, if they can do that, then they would certainly make a name for themselves. Shucks will fall early here. Durag gets the first kill of the series, just doing some roam clear work off of break as they're looking to attack, actually, Armory and Throne, as Durag has done a bit of an extension above into Initiation. Don't know why exactly. Not many teams will play vertical on this map, or at least on this site, and Initiation doesn't have any vertical in it. I suppose they're trying to slow down any real work to open up that barrels wall there, because oftentimes teams will go above to try and clear out some of that denial, but I don't feel that it's a very effective strategy. We'll have to see how it goes, though. Sternal is going to be sort of the key player in this world. Obviously, he's the only person above. He's going to be just playing this rather, not so much aggressively, just playing for time, really. Forcing them to drone him out, forcing them to waste time, as Zeno's going to try and push him, getting some drone assistance here. Actually, 2 from Phoenix, and he'll get another kill for his team, and a 2-man advantage is formed here against Durag. EJC below, actually sitting on site, just waiting for somebody to start going for a vertical, and that'll be Eno just nitroed away from EJC, as Durag will finally start to attempt to regain control here. Admittedly, already having lost all their roamers for this round, not a great spot for them to be in. They do have a minute left, so it's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be tough. Phoenix now looking to move their push down onto the actual main wall. They do not have that Maverick, unfortunately. They do still, however, have Threnody as that ace, so they can get a wall up, and it's going to be difficult now. And something that they will be dealing with those mute jammers, most likely. They have actually removed it off of yellow wall. Cross will pick off EJC, trading his teammate out there. Now it's up to just Joey and Zarnok to try and hold down the line here. About 30 seconds left for Phoenix to get an execute down, get that plant. As Daredev's going to inch forward here. We'll have to see how it goes. Jedi Joy may be looking for a flank. Almost spotted, actually, by a drone there. Jedi Joy looking to gun one down. He'll actually be traded out. That'll be crossed with a double kill. Nitro from Zarnak will pick off one. Higgs gets himself back up. He's now looking to cover, actually, for Threnody. Zarnak with a 3K. Looking for a fourth, potentially. Trying to return fire off of that stopped plant. And Zarnak with a 4K clutch to get this opening round here for Durag. Zarnak solos. Zarnak held down the line there. He's the reason that Durag won that round. Simply put, I mean, EJC, the mute, he got one kill. I mean, he took off that hard reach, the secondary support, my apologies. And EJC just left. I'm going to see if pausing works at all. I don't think it will, but it was worth trying. But, you know, the other player that was still alive, the Jaeger of Jedi Joy, he went for a flank, which in that situation it's kind of risky, frankly. And all he did was just down Higgs, who was running Finka, so he could just self-res. In the long run, it didn't really matter. Opinion on Zarnok's clutch. We're talking about that right now. But, I mean, then it was essentially a 3-on-1, and I think the big problem there with the approach by Phoenix was that they all went through the same wall, which made it just really easy for Zarnak to unleash, really. And he played that really well. He was able to exploit a sort of bottleneck that was formed in that wall. And with the way that Arson played that, you know, giving him a series of 1v1s, which is something that Durag is very strong at, mind you. They almost basically handed that round away to Durag. So now we have an initiation office hold. Interesting to note that that last round we saw a bit of a sort of soft extension into initiation, manned by a sternal, and it didn't do anything. Basically, he got pressured really hard by, one shot there from Jedi Joey, getting the opening frag there, actually bringing it back to even, though EJC, unfortunately, unable to return in time. Nitro goes after him. He'll get a double kill. I believe actually droned out potentially by Phoenix, as that'll be a pick from Zarnak. Even further the lead. 2K from the Mozzie. It's up to just Daredap here. Trying to clutch up this round as suddenly it's pretty much the situation Zarnak was in that last round. Now the tables have turned, though. Daredap in the hot seat here, trying to make something happen. As are we actually able to spot him for a flawless round, even in a 4v5, Durag unfazed, just mops the floor really in that round with Arson Phoenix. That was an interesting round, to say the least. Phoenix's push didn't even get off the ground. There was a one-tap by Joey, and then I guess he pre-placed a Nitro, which is smart of him, and that got another free pick. And then Zarnak just got 2 kills, and Jedi Joey pretty much was on cleaning duty. And he didn't. That was it. And, I mean, the interesting thing is that we saw a smaller, lighter version of that in the very first round when we saw that extension by External into initiation, just some reinforcements and a vigil up there, and Phoenix was unfazed by that. You know, they just used a bunch of drones on him, they pressed him hard, and eventually they picked him off, just through, you know, running a really strong roam clear, which is good on them. And then that last round, we saw a less a less ambitious roam. I think that's the right word. You know, you just saw players holding down Yellow Hole, and they got picks on it because Phoenix just pushed the same one spot again, very similar to the first round. And when you do that, and when you give 1v1s that are pretty easy to Durag, you just feed them kills. Eno will fall there. That's going to be the Malusi, I believe, of... No, actually, that's Shooks, my apologies. I thought that was Zara not getting that kill, but that was actually the Mozzie putting himself on the board. As he'll pick off the secondary hard breach, the sort of secondary support as well of Arson Phoenix. Again, going to make it a bit harder for them to get that wall open. Admittedly, there is no Cade, but there is a Bandit available, and there's a Mute in play. Mute obviously did get nerfed not too long ago in how his utility operates, the area of effect, but still, he's sort of a Swiss Army knife. He can counter a lot of operators. He can also do, beyond just specific gadgets, he can do wall denial, so there's plenty that he can do. And it appears that they're looking for a false site, potentially? I can't exactly tell, as they've done a sort of extension into yellow here, and they've left a good amount of the objective actually soft. I mean, they've left these four walls over on the cafe side soft, and maybe they've done that knowing that Phoenix is going to be trying to push from this cash dash side, as they're just trying to clear that out. Higgs will get a pick here, and that's going to actually be Cross, potentially dealing with a flank from AJC. He'll pick off one, and Stern looking for another, potentially puts down an air tab on one, I don't know, and that'll be Durag getting one. Therinity, I believe, going to get another. It's up to just Jedi Joey now in a 4v1. And again, the Thunderbird of Durag in a position to clutch. Heavily outnumbered with more time than the first round left. Admittedly, Eno dead, but not much else. That roam was quite abortive. Unfortunately for Durag. 3v1, Jedi Joey swings out, and Durag just trades him out for Therinity. It was a risky play, but ultimately, simply because Phoenix was in the area, he was unable to get more than one kill. Which is to be expected. Looking like a 7-0. Somebody did say that. We're not getting a 7-0, sadly.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Attackers have located a bomb.
No, they can bring him back. We'll have to see. I didn't really talk about the map or the bands, but I think that this would be a good time while Durag sets up site. Theme is a rather attacker-favored map. I mean, there's one good site, and it's Armory and Throne. And then the other two they're iffy. You can see a team eke out a win on those sites, but usually the attack will win those two other objectives. You know, bunk and daycare and office initiation. It's also a rather, although there's a lot of rooms and a lot of nooks and crannies, it's a surprisingly packed map. It's just all very close quarters, which I find interesting more than anything else. The bands are pretty standard. You have the Jackal band, which is very much a comfort ban. I'm not at all surprised by it. We have a Kapkan ban, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I guess I understand because it's just about trying to potentially make a rush easier and also, you know, removing a fairly strong operator in that he can put multiple EDDs on a single door. As that'll be a run out shut down by Shooks, or run out from Shooks shut down actually by Durag, who gets traded up by External. An interesting, very aggressive roam play here from Durag. We'll have to see how Phoenix responds to it. I mean, obviously they're in a position to respond to it, as it's almost a 5-man roam. I mean, 3v4 Zarnik picks off Cross. The two operators that I would say have almost the most utility, the other notable player would be Therinity as the Thermite, but losing those two shields from Osa, which is generally helpful for pushes for getting an execution done, that's a good amount of lost. And then the flank watch, that active utility that is taken down courtesy of Cross and his death, I'm gonna make it really tough here. Therinity tries to jump in, but because he didn't even drone, Zonic's just gonna get an easy pick. Eno will pick off one here. That'll be a Sternal, which will die. Who will die, my apologies. And this is just not looking great here for Phoenix. They seem disorganized. They're not really going through the motions the way they should be. They seem too gung-ho. And against this team, if you are going to play gung-ho, you need to be able to, you know, run with them. Because if you make mistakes, Durag will punish you for those mistakes. No mercy, Durag will punish you for those mistakes. I should correct myself. My apologies. As you can see here, just clearing out some of the drones I believe taken actually by Shooks. Some of those pested drones. And 40 seconds left. Interestingly enough, there is a player offside. That's going to be Jedi Joey holding down Lab. I find it strange that he's trying to actually deny map control here this late in the round when it really shouldn't be as concerned. Zonik gets Higgs, so now it's up to just Enos, and they know where he is, so he's going to certainly face a good amount of pressure here. Now it'll be actually EJC preparing to swing. He'll actually take him down. This is Zarnak, my apologies. Getting the kill, getting the round for Durag, going up now, 3-1. The other two bands, sort of connecting, contrasting bands. Are Thatcher and Cade. Thatcher, a very common, very strong secondary support, very easy to use and very effective as long as you coordinate. And then Cade is a rather strong denial operator. You know, he provides electric, he can cover hatches. There's not really a hatch that needs to be worried about on this map. Although teams do reinforce that blue split hatch, which is in yellow hole, I don't see teams ever really attack it or really play off it. Sure, they'll open it if they have the utility, but it's never been a focal point.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Reloading! Loading mag!
Alright. On to the next round, on to the penultimate round of this first half.
Seconds left.
I think it's interesting that there's no Valkyrie ban, and there's not even a Valkyrie that's been played yet. She's a rather strong intel operator, you know, brings a pretty good gun, brings a nitro, brings a good amount of intel in those 3 black eyes, and yet Durag opts against using her. I suppose they're just looking for ops that have strong guns that generally fit what they're trying to do. I don't think they definitely don't play with strats. They just do what they do and gun. That's their MO basically. As Durag takes a bit of pressure there, courtesy of Jedi Joey, leave off of the window there. As you can see, Jedi Joey trying to really just waste their time here. Is they're gonna just continue. Durag, no mercy. Durag is gonna continue to just really burn into the amount of time that Phoenix has to work with here. Obviously, you know, they are very much used to that. I would assume Phoenix understands this is how Durag plays, and Durag seems to be very comfortable playing this way, as that'll be an attempted flank by Daredab, actually shut down. Zarnock and EJC able to get frags. Higgs and Daredab fall. That'll be Therinity to die next, and that just crossing Eno here. Trying to make something happen, but unfortunately it's been rather inert, really. Their entire defense, or their entire attacking round. He actually spot one, spots a second. I think he almost hit the Prisma there. Actually takes down a third, just fires right through the wall, and he's shredding Durag at the moment. It's with Justice Cernal and Zarnock, so it is a 2v1. They do have that advantage over him here, and he does only have a minute 15 left, so he needs to get something moving soon. But he's not necessarily at a massive advantage as he was before. He did really put a dent in the numbers of Durag. As Sternal and Zarnock, I think they're actually looking to play below, at least Sternal is. I don't know what exactly he's doing. Zarnock's just going to continue to play on site, and Eno doesn't have Diffuser here. I think that's Zarnock just training his M5 right there on the swing, potentially. It would be a very easy kill for him if that was opted for, and Sternal will get the headshot and the round. I don't know exactly what his plan was, but it worked. He went around, got a headshot, and got another round here for the defending team of Durag.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Activating camera. Prep. Activating jammer. He's ready. Initiate jammer.
Seeing interesting commentary about these players, about Esternal and Joey, and who's better and who's more consistent, and like who's dropped 40 in 2 games, but one player is Cronus and the other player is just genuine controller, and I'm interested, y'all. I'm watching these.
Attackers are moving out to locate the bomb and defuse it.
Now, it's going to be another daycare and bunk hold here. I think, I don't even know. I'm not sure. They've left half the site unreinforced. They don't have a site rotate. They've just put utility wherever they want. I'm confused. Next thing you know, they're going to be giving a Kona station over to Phoenix, as they've put 4 mute jammers on a single door. Yeah, that drone is gone. Whoever's drone that is, because that thing is very much jammed. I would enjoy watching a Twitch run try and get at that, as Higgs will fall to Zarnock, I believe, taking him down there. The Mozzie able to get the opening pick. That's been a common thread, just in general with Durag, and also throughout this match, is that most of these rounds, especially the rounds that we've seen Durag win, they're the ones getting that opening kill. They're the ones able to really get control. And even though Phoenix is using these drones and trying to get trades and trying to put pressure on, because they're operating from the beginning with a man-down situation, as Zarnock gets another kill, very lucky one, mind you, on the Eno, traded out by Cross there, luckily for Phoenix. And even though they're starting with that, man-down situation, because they're starting with that man-down situation, Phoenix is not able to really recover, it seems. As that'll be AJC pushing his luck and does end up profiting. Takes down Durag, looks for a second one. Potatoes on Threnody. Will look for a second kill. Hinson actually by Jedi Joey, as he did pick off. I think that was Shooks that he killed. Cross will get another one. It's up to just the Thermite here. Trying to turn into Fragmite for a bit, get himself a round win here, and put his team at least in a respectable position with a 4-2 split at half. As you can see, Jedi Joey just inching forward, looking for a flank potentially. I don't know if Cross is aware of it. He's just going to be watching the stairways, trying to make his way back in. I think Jedi Joey on the hunt at the moment, as Esterno's just going to hold down the line, really.
Bomb located by attackers.
Cross looking around. He knows where the site is. He's spotted Jedi Joey. Not going to be Esterno potentially pushing up, and that will be the mute. Gets the headshot and the round here for Durag. 5-1 split in their favor at half. Checking the scoreboard at half, 6-5, 3-2-1, 12. Good job, Zarnok. Congrats on getting double digits. 6-5, 3-1. I mean, if you were to compare the amount of kills that these two teams have, Zarnok has as many kills as the top frag, the second frag, and the bottom frag, all combined. That's most of the team. Or, alternatively, the top frag, Guard App and Threnody in the bottom frag. 3 to 4 players have the same amount of kills as Zarnok. And in a match like this, which is going to be a shootout, where, you know, it's really going to be about how do these two teams engage in gunfights and try and best each other just in just pure gunny, to use that term. You know, in that situation, you can't have one player of the opposing team have as many kills as 3 of yours. It's just a recipe for failure.
Kona on standby. Device positioned. Camera ready to activate. Device positioned.
Now, it's going to be another defense here of Throne and Armory. This time actually by Phoenix. We'll have to see how they approach this. One interesting difference is that they're running double denial, in a sense. They have both mute and ban. I think that's wise. It's really tough. Well, actually, it's impossible to cover all the walls with just Bandit, and it's tough to cover all of them with just mute if you want to have some mute jammers for, you know, denying drones, as that'll be a rush attempt here. Already 3-on-3, Cross picks off one. Higgs will get a kill here, and seemed to very quickly backfire right in front of my eyes. Jedi Joey and Zarnok are on the objective here. That'll be the Finka getting a frag, and now Cross is trying to mix things up, and he'll be shut down. Eno trying to recover back on site here. They have sight. They just rushed using that Doke and the Ash, and they managed to actually make it work. I don't think that was expected I don't think Phoenix was expecting that. Zarnok dies, double kill from Eno right off the plant, and that'll be the round for Phoenix. Wow. Hell of a round there on both ends. I mean, just a blitzkrieg, really, from Durag to rush the site. Ultimately didn't get them any major advantage besides getting control of the objective and forcing Phoenix off of it, and then Phoenix managed to retake. Even post-plant, admittedly that was a bit of a scuffed plant. You don't smoke right on top of you. I mean, it was just, you know, picked up the pace there and got his team a round win. So well done, you know, well done Zarnok in the first round, and bit of a interesting similarity in that in the first round for defense for Phoenix and the first round of defense for Durag, no mercy Durag, the Thunderbird clutched up a 1v however many situation. And them being able to do that is paramount if they want to make a comeback in this round, this map, and if they want to not be facing series points in the next map on Villa. Well, keep in mind, Durag, if I remember correctly, No Mercy Durag, they'll defend on Villa, which is a historically very defense-sided map. And if they start on defense with already with a map advantage, with this map behind their back, they will have a lot of momentum, and that's going to make it difficult for Phoenix.
Attackers have located a bomb.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to go. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Seeing some interesting things in the chat about Mesa. So, there, I acknowledged you. Let's see how this goes. I mean, they're still down as Jenna Joy's gonna look to rush here right into break, immediately taken down by Durag. The M5 just making quick work of him, turning him into mincemeat almost. What a blunder, really. I don't think he droned that. He just jumped in, and Durag was... Unfortunately for him, Durag was right there with an M5 ready, so it was just a very easy frag. You're not gonna get another kill here. He's finally showing up on defense for his team. That'll be Shug's trying to strike back here as the Ash takes down the Durag. Takes down the mute of Arson Phoenix. It's still a mess for Durag, as No Mercy Durag, as they're trying to get a push started up here. It seems it's gonna certainly be tough though, as you know they very clearly seem to be disorganized. I don't know who's calling the shots really. Whoever it is needs to essentially step up, because we're seeing, and it's not unexpected really, we're just seeing a very gung-ho attitude from Durag, and I think that it's costing them too much. The risk that is associated with it is not producing the reward that is necessary for it to really be profitable. So you can see about a minute left here. Durag trying to continue to pressure this side of the objective, looking for an execute on this side. It'll be Shooks looking for the flank. He'll get it. He does take down Higgs there, and now has control of, literally control. Zarnik gonna look for the plants as they've gained map control. All they have to do really was just take control of that one area. Eno and Cross gonna strike back. Zarnik gets a double kill though to actually trade out those two players. It's up to just Eno here. Offsite 1v1 here between Zarnik and Eno. Zarnik 15 kills, looking for a 16th potentially, as he's gonna fake plant there. Eno knows where he is, gonna now try and swing and take him out. Does need to actually burn that Rooney surrogate if he wants to try and press that. He can potentially plant, and Nitro from Eno will clutch up another round here for his team, and gets it back up to actually 3-5. Basically 1 round past a 4-2 split we could have saw at the end of that first half. Unfortunately missed out on due to the actions of Phoenix, and finally proving themselves here, as that'll be Eno stepping up, getting his team really back in the game here. They've got to be pumped after that last one. What's that drone? Doug's the only until they get without their face. Probably true. Fanta isn't playing. There's no such thing as running once the game is closed. Okay, we need to get Fanta in between maps.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Healing station in position. Corona station in place.
Bomb located by attackers.
Unrolling razor wire.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Reloading! Camera ready to activate.
Let's see how this goes. Phoenix eyeing a side sweep potentially here. They're going to bunk in daycare, which is traditionally a very hard site. And admittedly, the reason is there's just so much to cover. I mean, there's, what, 6 wall panels? There's these 4 walls right here that you have to worry about. And if you lose one of them, you're almost putting the entire site at risk, considering that oftentimes there's, at the very least, a rotate here, which makes it a lot easier to move between the sites, and at that cost, you do, obviously, if that wall is open, you do put the other part of the objective at risk. I'll have to see how this goes for Durag. I think they're slowing down a bit here, which, in my opinion, is good. Obviously not going to slow down and start droning. But at least we don't have Jedi Joey trying to... Rooney. Higgs picks off Shooks there. Bad start for the round for Durag. At least you don't have Jedi Joey trying to Amaru into the objective and getting shot in the face by Durag with a shotgun. As you can see, just setting himself up really around the near side. That'll be a rotate that he's sitting enough into that initiation. Well, I think that it's a bit of a mistake that they made that when they don't have any more reinforcements, so they've basically just blown a massive hole in the wall. For one, I wonder. Durag takes down one. The Paul's able to get a frag. This is an extension, actually, from Phoenix into initiation and office, which seems to be working so far. They've gotten the man advantage, actually 2 players, Jedi Joey also dead, and they're wasting a lot of time. I mean, less than half the round remains, and you haven't even cleared out this extension. Durag hasn't. I think it's going to be important for them to potentially open up this castle barricade. It's going to allow them to cut off a rotate for that office player and potentially for that initiation player as well. That's going to be, I believe, Zarnak pushing up. Eno will get one of his own, though. He's going to continue to be a problem here in this office extension. Just trying to really hold down the line. As Durag runs low on manpower and low on time, Eno gets a double kill. Able to get a headshot on EJC. And Zarnak, the last one left here. And that'll be just cross-inching forward, able to get the kill and the round for Phoenix, who are mounting a surprising comeback now, as they're only down 1 round. And congrats to Eno. Well done on getting his own 12 kills. Eno is locked. Yeah, he seems to be in the zone. It's 1-0.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
You're literally an admin. How do you not know this? I'm gonna call you out here, bro. You should know this. You should even if you don't know this, you should be able to go and look in the match chat and like look at what the maps say, and you'll see that the 5th map, it says Durag win. So that'll be able to tell you that Durag is up 1-0 right now. It's not that hard.
Seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Anyways,
Moving out to locate a bomb.
my apologies. On to the next round, on to potentially the penultimate round. As we approach round 10, I always like to make note of this. It's a very important round. It's a tee up to an even more important round, in fact, as we have an armory and throne defense here that I'll take a look at in the meantime. As if Phoenix can win this, can complete a 4-round comeback, including a side sweep, which I'm sure has definitely added to their morale, certainly energized them. If they can do that, they face 5-5. And the winner of a 5-5 tie, they get their first shot at match point. They get their guaranteed overtime for that map. so they have both an opportunity as well as a safety net. If, however, Durag can pick up this round, can snap the streak formed by Phoenix, if that happens, then they'll have 2 opportunities at match point before they go to their own guaranteed overtime. So it's really about, does this come down to a single round, or will Durag have a couple opportunities to really strike at Phoenix? Tig's getting pressure now, actually droning from the Twitch Zarnok there. EJC picks him off, but did waste a good amount of time, and also Twitch drone seems a bit costly to drone out a single player. Threnody did admittedly take down Jedi Joey, and I'm pleasantly surprised. It's, you know, Durag did manage to keep from being down in a 5v3 here, as Shook seems to be eyeing another opportunity to get a kill. AJC does get his second kill of his own, this time on the Eno. I believe that's actually the roam clear out, and the star player, per se, one that's been really spearheading this push, that's been really spearheading this comeback for Phoenix. That player, Eno, unfortunately now dead. With a minute left in the round, a man advantage favoring Durag, they should be in good position here, as they'll take down that yellow wall. This is going to really sort of bisect the site. Now, there's a giant hole looking through most of the objective. They're going to have to really be careful. They're going to have to probably use more than they are normally comfortable with. They'll have to use that blue side. EJC gets a 3rd kill, just sitting around, and Dragon able to get that pick. Frost will be the last one left after Zarnok takes one down. And Zarnok trades him out. Actually, a 3rd kill from the Twitch of Durag, able to get his team up to 6-4 now, match point. Cuggling in on him, yeah, that was aggressive. It's 6-6-4. How do you feel about the freshman charm? I don't even know what that charm looks like, to be honest. If it's a charm that looks like a mint, I'm gonna just say cool. Also, human that apparently sweats his ass off for P2 because he doesn't have a life. Can you address me as, you know, who I be? Dankeschön, which is German for thank you very much, because I'm sure you don't know that. I guess Durag 7-4. They could get 7-4 here. It's possible. They just have to, you know, stop the momentum of Phoenix. And on this site, which we saw Phoenix win this pretty dominantly. I mean, this site started with Darrenap pointing a shotgun in the face of Jedi Joey when he tried to Gara his way through a window. You know, I think that they feel pretty comfortable on the site if they're going here with their back against the wall on this map. Well, if you want my opinion on the freshman charm, I don't know what it looks like. I'll look it up, and then I'll get back to you, okay? I don't know what kind of camera that is. That looks really obvious. I think we're finally seeing a Valkyrie with, potentially the last round of this first, technically second map here. We're gonna finally see a Valkyrie in play, providing some good intel here for Phoenix, which seemed to be sort of the building block, or a building block for their gameplay. They've used a lot of drones. They like to, you know, actually drone and roam clear that way. So it's going to be important for them if they wish to, you know, to win this round, to get that extra intel, or to deny some intel, even though that's not very effective. Let's be honest, Durag doesn't care about intel besides whatever they can find from face check. And they're adapting something very similar to what Durag was doing, as they have 4 players off-site at varying levels of away from the objective. I mean, you have, on one end you have Crossier, who's basically just down the hall. Then on the other end you have Daredap, who's looking to go cross-country for some reason. I mean, a minute in here, Durag, I don't know what exactly they're looking to push. Higgs will fall there. It's going to be a nice frag for Arnott Shooks will get one of his own. And EJC picks off one. Durag and Cross getting kills as well. But a man disadvantage for Phoenix is going to be hard for them to work out of. They did it once before. I believe they've actually done it more than once before, but we'll have to see how this goes for them, if they can actually come back here and bring themselves closer and closer to overtime for themselves. Durag will get headshot by a Sterno. And now it's just Zarnok for the plant as Cross is in a 1-on-3 here. Breaking double digits, well done. Congrats to Cross. Looking for another. EJC shuts him down. 7-4. Durag on map 2, so they'll now move to series point here. And Fanta, you were correct. You were close, Mesa. One round off. 12-8, 11-9, 6-9, 4-10, 3-10, 19-5, 10-8, 8-8. 5-9, 4-6. Jedi Joy with an almost 20 bomb there to secure the win for his team.
Great game, fellas! Hello?
Do y'all just want to start the next map, or do you guys want 5 minutes?
Please start it.
Yeah.
I've got to get back to the ranked scene. Thank you,
Okay.
as cargo player.
Is it a best of 5? Yes, it's a best of 5. With map advantage, so technically it's a best of 4. But Zarnok. Villa. Yes, the next map is Villa, where No Mercy Durag will defend again. They started on defense on a map that is traditionally not defender-sided, and they managed to get a 5-1 split. They almost led Phoenix back into the match, and ended up putting it away 7-4. Now, onto Villa, onto a more defender-sided map, which should very much favor No Mercy Durag, especially considering that this is one of their stronger maps, in my opinion. I see them play this map a lot. I've seen some interesting plays from them on this map. So, okay, theme is 10 out of 10 defender-sided. In my opinion, theme has one good site, and that's Armory Throne. The rest of the time, it's just bad attacker maps, bad attacker maps. My apologies, bad attacker sites. Fans are almost the same as last time. The only difference is instead of a Cade, we have a Mira ban. Mira very strong on this map. You do see her a lot on Aviator when teams opt for that, and then sometimes on Trophy Statuary, but not as much on First Floor. And admittedly, there are workarounds, vertical, Twitch, the Cracked Glass update that came a year ago, whenever that was, that make her not as strong, but still, she is a solid option on this map. And The other part of it is that I think, considering that it was from Phoenix, and Durag used her rather extensively when they were defending on theme, I think that it may be also a bit of a target ban from them.
Deploying ATS for electronic devices.
Attackers have located a bomb.
We'll have to see how this goes, though. Just a standard enough setup here from No Mercy Durag. It's interesting to see how they've decided to play, as that'll be AJC with a nitro kill onto Eno right off of that study Valk. It's interesting to see how they've set up this nitro 90 crawl. They think they'll have a player for it, as EJC gets a second kill here, just holding down the line and throwing up a gauntlet really on that study side. Traded out by Threnody, unfortunately for him, and Jedi Joy gonna take a bit of damage here, but they wasted a solid amount of time, and they took down both Eno and Cross in a secondary support, as well as that flank watch. That's a lot of utility, a lot of value that they took off the board there. Zarnak gets another kill. It's up to just Threnody and Daredap to try and clutch up this first round. We've spotting him, unfortunately unable to get a kill down. Really any damage there. As Daredap, the last one left, Zarnak shotguns him as Shooks will think TK. I don't exactly understand, but it happened, and that's the round. That was strange. Oop. I don't know what that's about. As we'll now move on to trophy statuary. We'll have to see how this is approached by Durag. I mean, there's plenty of ways to look at this objective, and I'm curious to see how they do it. But that was a mess of a round. EJC got, what, 2 picks? Nearly 3 off of Study Valk. 3 players died on that rappel. The third one being, I think it was Threnody that died on that. Unable to spot one of the members of Durag on the table. And as a result,
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
they didn't have enough manpower. It's been, I mean, manpower has really been a big thing here for both of the teams. Whichever team has a manpower advantage generally controls the pace, controls the round, and not always, but usually wins that round. You know, when in that first map, when Phoenix would win the opening frag and get themselves into a 5v4, most of the time they would win that round. And then Durag, when they got that first pick, when they got that first kill, it helped them
5 seconds remaining.
win the round.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Feed active. Color station in place.
So you can see, just classic Durag here, is Shooks is going to be looking to just do another deep roam. Might actually be pressured soon by Phoenix. We'll have to see how they decide to approach this objective. I mean, generally, teams will push as Higgs takes a bit of damage here. That'll be just some suppressing fire from the Maestro of Zarnak, stopped by him. That's certainly interesting, as they're not going to just continue to press their advantage. 4v2, 3v1 actually, Zarnak. That unfortunately a Sternal, you know, Threnody all able to get frags, though. Out of the round for Phoenix. I mean, once they got a 5v3, all they did was just run. They just pedaled to the metal, ran onto the objective. Admittedly, it did cost them a good bit, but they were able to use that man advantage that they had, and I don't really think Durag was expecting them after they got those kills, especially considering that that's not traditionally how Arson Phoenix plays. I don't think Durag was really expecting them to do that. So that element of surprise certainly helped, and that combined with a strong man advantage allowed them to win that round.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Camera activated. Surya, code 9. Healing station set.
Alright.
Laser can keep position. Speed up. We're prepared. Code is set. Cam in position.
Let's see how this goes. Durag again gonna be... No Mercy Durag gonna be looking at holding down trophy and statuary.
5 seconds to go.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but they haven't reinforced this triple wall yet. I think they just haven't gotten to it yet, that's what I'm gonna assume. And they haven't really... They're not a team that likes to do a ton of extensions, it seems. Unless that's the default strategy, or if it's necessary. You know, we did see that in that very first round on theme. We saw in the initiation extension above Armory and Throne. But aside of that, they haven't really been doing extensions. Instead, they just do deep roam, which I would say plays to their advantage a bit more than an extension. Allows them to, you know, be more aggressive and force gunfights, and that's how they control the pace and win matches, is by just getting gunfights. Zarnok going to take down Cross, so that Dokubi unfortunately taken down, losing a bit of potential intel and obviously some roam clear with that logic bomb. Sternal takes down one, Daredevil to get another. That'll be Zarnok and Sternal getting some of their own, and Higgs and Jedi Joey trading frags. The Sternal traded out. Round goes the way of Durag there, surprisingly enough. And I mean, as soon as Phoenix reached and opened up that Aruni gate on the bathroom door, as soon as they reached that area and pushing into Astro, just stuff hit the fan. I mean, it broke down into pure gunfights. I don't think Phoenix was in that position. They probably should have had somebody on those back stairs and somebody on Astro window if they wanted to press that. You know, they have to kind of force trades, and they have to force crossfires, you know, 2v1s. Because that's when they'll win. That's at least when they'll stand a better chance. But instead, they just force themselves through a pinhole.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Just one door. And Durag just, you know, plays the numbers game, and it works.
Speed up. We're set. Kona position. Setting down my first one.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Wall secured. Get up and running.
And
Stay clear of me. That's line of fire.
we're going to see from Durag, strangely enough, a Cav play by Zarnok.
Kona play.
Cav's not a particularly great operator. She doesn't have very good guns. I would say the Spaz 15, I think that's what it is okay, but I don't feel like you really bring an operator just for the shotgun. Not counting Ella. She does not exist. Her utility, the silent step, I mean, it's good against teams that don't use audio, I guess, but you can counter her literally by droning.
Deploying drone.
So she is pretty easy to deal with, and against a team like Phoenix, it's going to really be up to Zarnok to try and make the most of what he has here. As they're going to just, I mean, they're just setting themselves up, trying to really pressure on him, pincer him out. Here, he's actually going to work his way into walk-in, potentially eyeing a jump out. He will, trying to run into the Finka of Higgs. He'll take him down, surprisingly enough. Nobody looking for a trade, though. And that'll be the Finka dead, and all they're doing in exchange is a logic bomb. They're calling him. Oh, no. There's nobody able to press him. Nobody able to get a refrag onto a Cav who just jumped out and took down your heals, your easier res, and some frags and a good gun.
Reloading.
Get out of value that you just lost and nothing to respond. Jedi Joey falls, but more than anything else, that feels like a consolation prize. Daredevil does manage to get a map and have a man advantage here. That'd be Therinity getting another one here. Starno falls. EJC could actually be able to knife Durag there. Running away, trying to recover here. As Cross is running the boss G. I'm interested to see how this goes. No Flash as Phoenix appears to look to actually get a pick here. EJC sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He obviously could push back now into the objective, but it's going to be risky because he has to leave cover, and Therinity and Co are not really allowing him to, considering the amount of stuff that they're putting on him. Therinity looking the wrong way, and that'll be a perfect moment there for Eno to actually trade him out. EJC did take him out, but alas, traded now. And a 2-on-1 here. Shooks holding down the line from Study, trying to play the offside, trying to play the near site. And with what they have, they could do and execute. They could get this plant down. They have cams, and Eno just presses in, gets the frag, gets the round for Arson Phoenix. Brings it back to 2-2 as these two teams continue to trade rounds between one another. Ooh, voice crack. Cross-running Boss G, my goodness. I am not a fan of Boss G. It has recoil. And I mean recoil. And you only have 2 shots. So, you know, if you don't land those shots, you might be SOL. Which is tough. Truly. To work around. So, interestingly enough, Durag now gonna go to first floor, to dining and kitchen. Even though they've won on Aviator games, and they have it available, I suppose because they lost, and I guess they think they shouldn't have lost, or they don't know how to change that objective so that way they don't lose, but because they lost, it seems to be the driving factor for them deciding against trying it a third time. That, or maybe they're preserving it for the last round, which I don't really know why they would, but I suppose potentially. Now this site is traditionally a tertiary site for teams. They go here once they've won trophy, once they've won statuary, aviator, and they can't go back to the sites obviously because they just won them. And you know, part of the reason is that it's just such a hard site to hold down. There's too many angles to worry about, both vertically and obviously around the objective, and it's going to be a false site. I've been deceived, and I suppose I've been deceiving you as well as what I can pretend as. Certainly, Arson Phoenix are in the same boat as I am. They're trying to press onto dining and kitchen, as I don't think they realize that the site isn't there. There's no bombs there. There's not even a player actually on the objective. I mean, sure, there's Shooks over here sitting in a corner, but there's nothing. There's no utility there. They've just reinforced everything around there. 2-on-4 here, as they're gonna get on the objective. Higgs gets one. Cross is the other one left. Is all they've done is down Zarnok and take down Jedi Joey and EJC. So at a actually even number situation there, Cross finishes off Zarnok, and now with about a minute left, I think they've realized the ploy. So even though they can heal up here, courtesy of those Kona stations, they have and you know they'll get cameras because of the dead Durag members. They have less than a minute, and probably not a whole lot of utility left, and they have to press sight here. I mean, this is going to be an interesting final minute. There's not a lot of utility available on the objective. There's not a lot of reinforcements available for the objective. I mean, all they've really done is just put that one reinforcement there to cover hunting and then call it a day. As I mean, Shooks is just opening up sidelines here, trying to make something playable for that games bar. And Cross and Hanks, obviously they're gonna have to go through those castle barricades, which is surely gonna help. Time and 15 seconds left. Yeah, they're gonna have to pretty much just rush something, and Sternal finishes it off. Just a mess of a round with a quick nitro. Didn't even notice really. Easy frag for him. And a round there for Durag as a fake sight in the grand final against Arson Phoenix, and Arson Phoenix is fooled by it. And that was something else. I mean, the fact that that gave them a 4-on-2, that gave Durag a 2-man advantage and wasted 2 whole minutes. And Phoenix didn't even realize that there was nobody on the objective and no reinforcements and no utility. And they still fell for the fake site, and they still lost because they had wasted so much time, so much manpower, so much utility on pressing the wrong area. It's gonna backfire. They pulled it off.
Bomb located by attackers.
They did it. They pulled it off. They really did it. They did it. I'm curious to see if there's a rush attempted, potentially. There's a Lion, there's an Amaru, and there's a Dokkaebi. So I think we might see a rush, potentially. I think Eno's getting ready to pressure 90, which I don't think that Durag is ready for, even though they have 2 players there, so it could very well be a similar situation to what Joey faced in the first map, where Daradap was standing there waiting for him after he guarded in, with an M5 to the face. And that's what he received as his welcoming gift. Now Phoenix getting ready to try and get this frag. That'll be a Sternal, takes some damage, but ultimately able to persevere, ultimately able to actually get that kill, and Shooks takes down Daradap. On the final round, Durag really looking to get a 4-2 split here. 2-on-5. It seems to be that they'll get it as EJC takes down Threnody. Solid headshot for him. Cross the last one left here. Sternal gets a 2nd kill on the round, and now Durag's just gonna try and really clean it up here, and they will. Flawless round end their first half for Durag. They'll go 4-2 on the defending side in Villa. Checking the scoreboard in half. 7-9, 6-3-1, 4-4, 3-2-3. Now, this is series point. Durag is up. No Mercy, Durag is up 2-0. And they are 3 rounds away from putting the series away. They're 3 rounds away from another award, another group of prize money, you know, another badge of honor, another medal, the trophy, however you want to consider it. And all they really have to do is just go at least 3 for 3 on attack on Villa. And that seems to be very possible. I mean, I think the fact that they won on a false site has to really shake up the mental of Arson Phoenix. And if Arson Phoenix can't recover from that, if that's just been a paradigm shift for Arson Phoenix and they're spooked by it or whatever, then they will be in trouble. Truly. Because they need to, settle down. And regain control here as soon as possible.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
There. Now, Shooks takes and fall courtesy of Higgs right on the red stairs, takes down that, I think, attempted rush courtesy of the Amaru. Durag, however, dies to EJC. I don't know why you're even roaming in basement. There's no sight down there. There's nothing of value. You can't even play vertical from there. What? I don't understand these teams. Serenity takes a bit of damage here. He's trying to just play this. The main stairs, really honing down the M5 sights trained on potentially Durag player swinging him. Caught reloading. Asternal will actually win the gunfight. That should not have been his, but it was. And it will result in a frag for Phoenix. Asternal takes down one. That'd be actually getting one. Zone. Asternal gets a 3K though. Now Higgs gonna try to make a comeback here. Offsite, outnumbered. Asternal potentially gonna look for the plant. I don't know where Jedi Joey is. I guess he's over in Timbuktu. He's off on a pleasure cruise. As Higgs is gonna now try and regain sight here. In pretty much a 1v1. Him against Asternal. Jedi Joey is just like off in Hoboken. Asternal luckily gets the round win for his team, but I mean, it was basically a one-on-one there. All that Jedi Joey really did was drone him out and then like shoot through a wall to take down some of his health. This could be potentially the second to last opportunity for Phoenix to win. The rhyme was intended. It's 2-5. They're pretty much in the same situation that they were at one point after the start of their defending half on theme. However, on theme, the first round of their defense, they won. This round, they lost that first round. That momentum is shifted towards Durag, and when Durag has that momentum, it seems very difficult to deprive them of it, to stop their momentum. It's a freight train, per se. Now, I have to see how this goes, but admittedly they're on this first floor site, and this time they're not gonna fake it. So maybe Durag disappointed by that. I don't know. I'll have to see how this goes. I've already kind of explained the difficulties in it, and they're doing basically the default hold here with that castle and mute and the extension into memo. They do have some sort of setup above. They have these reinforcements and a sight line. They do have also an Oryx there. I think that's a decent choice. I don't think that he's the strongest roamer, but he's an option. And on a site which sort of demands mobility, such as this one, having an operator whose entire ability is being able to move is pretty helpful. Cross takes down Zarnok, will get his teammate man advantage here. Shooks as well falls, courtesy of that Oryx above here, managing to be fruitful really, and I'll have to see if more can come of that vertical play here. As Cheddar Joey and to an extent the rest of Durag's push sort of just stalled. I mean, they're trying their best here. They have, they have Pantry, they have an ace on that wall. As External dies, so they're not going to get any more aces down besides what they currently have. Courtesy of Cross there, the Thunderbird actually able to get the diffuser as well, so now they have even more control. But I mean, they have that and they have Laundry, and that's it. I think EJC is spooked by the fact that, opened up that hatch half a minute ago. Cheddar Joey down, not out, however. I think he's looking to actually pick up that diffuser again. EJC on the objective, trying to make something happen here. Crossfired by Cross and Threnody finishing off the round here. That was Threnody as well as, I believe, a bit of help from Higgs, able to get the round here. And they're going to mount a sort of last stand, it seems, almost. Admittedly, one more round Durag needs before they get to match point, but it's very close here. It's very close for Durag, considering that they are, they are up 2-0 in terms of the maps. They don't really need to worry as much, about if they lose this next round. I'm sure they don't want to. But still. And, the other part is, with that in mind, the pressure is amped up, really, on Phoenix. Because if they mess up, then it could be very, very easy for Durag to capitalize and to just, finish them off. They were the winners of the losers bracket. Actually got sent down to the losers bracket, I believe, by Durag earlier in playoffs. Yes, they won round 1, which was against 143 Esports, and round 2, which was against Spartans, 2-0, and then they ended up getting 2-0'd by Durag in that winners final. So they had to go actually and face that would be Reality Reapers that they had to beat in the losers final for their chance to even be back here. Shook's down there, TK by External, I don't know why. That's gonna force Durag onto a 4v5. I mean, they've won it before. EJC in the first map left during the second round, and it didn't matter for them as they still won it, but it's gonna be tough not having that utility that comes with the Zoph. It's not great. That'll be EJC dying here to Eno on that Roam the Alibi, providing a second kill as well. Daredam falls to the hands of Jedi Joey, but still heavily outnumbered. Him and External trying to regain control, trying to get a man advantage back here for the attacking team. You can see spots Cross. I don't know why he was exactly doing that. I think he spots actually as well. Rotating around to that Astra side. Frag will go out from Jedi Joey. He'll actually bring it back to a 2v2. Spots one on Astra. Says that's Higgs. Down but not out. Might be looking for a potential stim. Gonna actually inch back towards External to try and cover him. I don't know if he has the ability to self-res. I don't know if he still has that Finka Surge left. Hank's gonna rotate around now. Gonna try and actually pressure that Astro rotate. Potentially, he will stim. He does still have one in the bank. As Threnody facing some potential pressure here, courtesy of Durag, holding down the line, really, in Trophy. And that'll be Threnody down, courtesy of External. Higgs match point on the line here. Actually spotted by a Sternal, spotted through that knife hole, and just a very quick frag there. Yeah, I mean it was just a case closed, really, open and shut sort of thing for the ace of Durag, and for that round, as they'll now be at series point, match point, game point, however you wish to refer to it as. They're you know, it's gonna be tough because they have to pretty much get 3 wins in a row. They have to get 3 wins in a row. I'm not gonna say pretty much. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. They have to get 3 wins in a row, not allowing any break. You know, they can't give up 1 round and then get a 2-round rally in. They have to have 3 rounds back to back to back in their back pocket. They have to be able to win though.
Defenders, protect
Because
your
if they can't side sweep, in essence, the series is over. The comeback is over. They beat Reapers in the losers bracket final. They lost to Durag in the winners final. So they've been in every single final now of this playoff bracket. And if they don't win these next 3 rounds in a row, then that comeback that they're trying to do is gone.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds remaining.
To be honest, the map advantage doesn't make for entertaining siege, but I understand why it's a thing. I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I feel like I very rarely see a team lose if they have the map advantage, so that I can understand why it's not entertaining. But I think that it's a fitting reward for a team like, you know, going undefeated in double elimination, such as what Durag did. Durag takes down Jedi Joey. That'll be the man advantage that really Arson Phoenix needs here. He'll just try and hold down this Astro side. I don't think he's aware, though, that Shooks is potentially eyeing a push up these Astro stairs. Does have to deal, however, with those barbed wires. EJ will fall there. EJ taken down there by Cross. The Renan will get another one, this time a Sternal dying. Durag gets a 2nd kill, and it's just Zarnok here. 1 versus all. He'll take down, you know, he's going to try and make this comeback here. Heavily outnumbered, though. Not a lot of utility. I mean, he does have that Gemini replicator, which does provide pretty much unlimited utility, obviously on a cooldown, but very much outnumbered, and that'll be Cross closing up the round for Phoenix. What's another reward without map advantage? Yeah, I mean, not really any other reward. I mean, the Phoenix roster is good, but they don't compare to the Durag roster. Durag is a super team. There have been, in my experience in competitive, there have been a lot of super teams, though. I mean, there was Arson Militia, Calvert Predators, Calvert Envy, to an extent. What else? Corrupt Reality, Durag, Target Ban / Target Ban Arson, Target Ban Arson, Target Ban Aatrox. So that's, I mean, that's a surprising amount.
Attackers need to locate and
Best I could do is like $50 to win his bracket team. That would be strange. I'll just put it like that. So, I think this is going to be really the canary in the coal mine. And obviously, if they lose, there's no, oh, that's a bad sign. If they lose, game is over. If they can win this, it's a very good sign, though, because it'll show that they still have, you know, fight in the mistake and they can still execute.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to insertion.
2 seasons till crossplay things will change. I don't think crossplay is coming out in 2 seasons, but
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
Cloud 4 as Cross takes down Zarnok, and again the opening frag Durag very quickly, however, sniped by EJC, surprisingly enough. Takes down Shooks, however, as the man advantage goes the way of Phoenix. Even despite the best attempts by EJC, unable to neutralize that extra player that has gone the way of Phoenix. EJC trying to get a frag out, actually wastes one there. Sternal trying to get a second here onto trying to get a back to even. Actually, he'll take off the Renity. Now 3v3, 2 on 1 on 3. The last one left. Series on the line. He's gonna try and clutch up, trying to hit the zone there. He'll take down a Sternal. Diffuser's down now, so we're gonna have to actually get the diffuser back. EJC picks it back up. He's now gonna rotate around. Potentially look for the plant here. We'll actually stim. I think now needing to get his butt back on the objective. Here's those prox alarms going off, as that's going to be Jedi Jilly rotating around looking to potentially cover. I don't know if he realizes it, but right next to him, right over in Laundry, holding that sideline, and that'll be the win for Durag. 7-4, they'll capture the grand final and will win Season 2 of Snow League. 7-4, Villa. 7-5, Theme Park. One map advantage. Winning the game away. 10-8, 9-8, 5-9, 5-10, 5-8. 16-6, 13-9, 7-8, 6-6, 1-7. Congrats to Sternal, EJC, and for breaking double digits. And strong performances by key members on both teams. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. I have been the lovely Escargo, as you know. This has been the Season 2 Snow League Grand Finals, as Durag wins 3-0, no mercy, Durag wins against Arson Phoenix, taking Villa and Theme Park. We will return soon with Season 3, which will move to an invitation style with best of 3 matches. We also have another best of 1 league that we are starting up soon, a smaller prize pool for that one, which has its own separate server that we can obviously show you too. But thank you for watching. This has been Snow League Season 2. Have a good evening.